So you're thinking about moving to Dongan Hills in Staten Island, New York. Well, let me tell you, this is gonna be a treat because one, I grew up in Dongan Hills, and two, this video is gonna be all about Dongan Hills in Staten Island, New York. We're gonna talk about the schools, the houses, the price points, the parks, the transportation, and everything in between. And if you stick around to the end, I'm gonna tell you a couple things that I used to do when I was younger here, hair salons, nail salons, and we'll go over a market report. So let's get at it right after this. So where exactly is Dongan Hills on a map? Dongan Hills is located in the Mid-Island section of Staten Island. We are right by Father Cap, we're next to Midland Beach is that way, and South Beach is that way. We're actually standing on Liberty Avenue because there was no way I was doing a Dongan Hills tour without showing you my old block. I lived in this house for 27 years. Dongan Hills has all different kinds of houses. I used to live in townhouses, and this is the block. It's gonna be coming up on our left-hand side, but there's all different kinds. There's co-ops, there's condos, there's townhouses, semis, two families, mansions. There's so many different varieties of houses in Dongan Hills. It's awesome. We are walking up to the house that I used to live in, right here on the right-hand side. That's my house, 27 years. So I have a very strong attachment to Dongan Hills. I went to the school right up the street, PS 52. It's kindergarten through 5th grade. And then in my Midland Beach video, you're gonna see the high school, the junior high I went to. And then in the Newdorf video, I went to Newdorf High School for a little bit. Also on this block, you have the hospital right on that next block on Seaview Avenue. The hospital is literally right there. You can get to Father Cap, you can get to Highland Boulevard, Richmond Road. We are also below Highland Boulevard right now. I'm gonna show you below and above. During Sandy, and the reason why I mention this is because a lot of people are still nervous. During Sandy, I did get hit by Sandy. I did live on Liberty Avenue. We were not in a flood zone, and it's still not in a flood zone, but it did get hit. That was the only time there was ever water anywhere over here, because again, we are not in a flood zone. There's the school, PS 52. I remember when I first had my daughter, my aunt still lives over here. I trick-or-treated here, obviously, when I was younger, but I took my daughter back here to trick-or-treat. It really is a family-friendly, neighborhood. I absolutely love Dongan Hills. I'm probably thinking of Halloween because we're in September and it's next month. But let's go to the first co-op, and then we'll show 3 different price points of all the different price points in Dongan Hills. But let's go to the co-ops first because they are very desirable, and we just closed on one. So as we're heading up to the development, we are now on Buell Avenue, and this is PS 52. This is actually where I went to grammar school. They have kindergarten through 5th grade. They have a park behind it, handball courts, and it's that entire street, so it's pretty cool. And we are actually gonna be heading up to Highland Boulevard. Highland Boulevard is the main street in Staten Island and in Dongan Hills. And then Highland Boulevard, you have Ariana's Flower Shop, Highland Dairy. There's a pork store on the corner. There used to be an animal store, but now it's Campagna. See that there on the left-hand side? It is an amazing pizza store. I actually have a video on that on my YouTube as well. You have health food stores. You have a Staples. You have Not Just Bagels on the next corner. There's so many stuff around here. And you also have your buses on the street that run through Staten Island, and they also go into the city. So a lot of people park their cars down here or walk to the bus stops. And we are just about to hit the development. All right, and we are at our first stop of the day. I'm gonna show you the co-op development I was talking about in the beginning of the video, and then we'll jump into the 3 different price points in Dongan Hills. We are standing in front of Colonial Gardens. This development has 5 buildings, about 20 units in each building, ranging from studio apartments all the way to 2 and 3 bedrooms. I think 3. I'm gonna double check and put that in the comments, but 3 bedrooms. I've sold a 1-bedroom in here, and I've sold 3 studios over the course of my career. We are on the corner of Norton and Vera Street, and that's where you're gonna see a lot of properties that come up over here. Let me show you the sign. If you can see that right here. But these are the developments. We just sold 94 Hudson Street, Unit D, for asking price at $139,000. We closed about 2 weeks ago, and it's 307 square feet. So these are very, very desirable, especially in Dongan Hills, because right there, one street up is Highland Boulevard. And then one street behind, maybe 2 streets behind, is the train station. So these are very, very desirable. They are 2-level units. They have laundry units in them as well. So you'll either get the first floor or the second floor, and then the laundry is in the basement. I will walk you around and show you the outside of the buildings. As we're walking, you also have a baseball field in the front, which is really cool. Sometimes they shut the streets down on both sides because all the kids come and they play and they have like teams and stuff. And right in front of that is the Staples on Highland Boulevard. So you're literally in the heart of Dongan Hills. And then you have Not Just Bagels on the corner, which those are the best bagels in Dongan Hills. Actually, probably in the top 5 of this whole island. I will tell you about a couple more in other videos, but Not Just Bagels, whew, they're so good. And this is what the development looks like. Again, 5 buildings in it, about 20 units in each building, ranging from studios to 2 and 3 bedrooms. And don't forget, these are co-ops, not condos. So co-ops are usually a little bit less in price, but the HOA is higher. As co-ops are more money, condos are more money, but a little less in the HOA fees. This development, the fee for 94 Hudson was $385. They go by square footage. So if it's bigger, it'll be more money. If it's smaller, it's less money. That's just how they do the square footage in this development. All right, and that pretty much wraps this part up. Let's jump over to the first property. This next property is about 2 minutes away. So as we're driving, you'll see the entire development for the place we were just at. And then we're gonna see, we're actually going by the train station. So you have Lee's Tavern over there. You have the parking for the train station, and there's ample parking around the whole street. There's actually a small parking lot as well. This right now we're going to Buell Avenue. That's kind of the cross street that takes you from Highland Boulevard all the way up to Richmond Road, and then partly to the train as well. So kind of a main street in Dongan Hills. I'm getting hungry, so let's talk about Lee's Tavern for a second. They have really, really good pizza. If you've ever watched the Barstools, the pizza guy who tests the pizza out, they have been there. You also have a barber shop and a bunch of other little shops around there as well. So seeing this drive to the train station, you could actually walk to the train station from where we were as well, which is Highland Boulevard. And it's probably about maybe a 5-7 minute walk. But this house we're pulling up to right now, it's right across the street from the train. And here we go. All right, so we're gonna be heading up to the first property. As you saw on the way here, you have the train station right here. This one's gonna be a semi. It's 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. It's about 1,200 square feet, and it sits on almost a 2,500 square foot lot size. Let's speed this up so you can see the front of the house. All right, so we are standing in front of the house. First floor, you're gonna have your living room, dining room. Top floor, you're gonna have your 3 bedrooms, and then you're gonna have your basement. Again, this is right on Railroad Avenue, and then the cross streets are Buell, and Garrison is right by the train station right here. You do have a running train station right behind the house, which some people love it, some people hate it, right? Some people don't want to hear the train, but you do hear the train station from right over here. Down the street, you have a baseball field, and you have the Berry homes, which are apartments. There's, I don't know, 6 or 7 apartments up there right off of Richmond Road. And then across the street from the Berry homes, they just made an amazing drive-through Starbucks. I cannot tell you, we might actually go get some Starbucks after this. And Richmond Road is another road in Staten Island that is a main street. So there's gonna be a lot of shops and whatnot on that street as well. Let's jump to the second house, but let's take a tour of Richmond Road now so you can see it. All right, so we're pulling up to the Berry homes. You have on the left-hand side a huge park with a pool, a playground. They just redid this park over the last couple of years. On the right-hand side, those are all the buildings that we discussed in that prior video. Now we're heading onto Richmond Road. Richmond Road is the same as Highland Boulevard. There are shops everywhere, gas stations On your left-hand side, Dunkin' Donuts. There's a math school. There's a Japanese place. There is nails, hair, pork store. So many things on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, this is the top of the Barry homes. They also just developed a Starbucks up there. There's my tax guy is actually over there as well. A bagel store. There is so much. The New York City Public Library, Casale Jewelers. On the right-hand side, we're passing a firehouse. And then if you go up that street, we'll get to that in another video. That's Toad Hill, all the really rich houses. And yeah, as you see, Richmond Road has a lot of stuff. It's a busy street too. There can be traffic at times, especially during rush hour, because it is a main street. And we are about to hit the next property. All right, now we're jumping back below Highland Boulevard to show you the second property. This one just hit the market. It's actually right behind me. It is a 960 square foot ranch on a corner lot in between Laconia and Alter Avenue. It's going for $748,888, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it sits on an oversized lot, which is pretty sweet, if I might say so myself. You have Highland Boulevard right here, and then behind on that next block, if you go down, that is a hospital. So transportation both ways, hospital. You have a hair salon, a nail salon right here, Highland Boulevard. So you really have everything right here. You also have Rab's Country Lanes, which is a bowling alley in Dongan Hills, right on that corner. So everything is pretty much close together in Dongan Hills, which is super cool. You know what? I might as well just show you the bowling alley since we're here. This is the parking lot, but this is the bowling alley. It has been here forever. Like, I'm talking, I had parties when I was a kid here. I think like back in my Girl Scout days, my daughter would love it here. They still throw parties. They have cosmic bowling here. The place is a stable place in Dongan Hills. It's been stable. I don't think that's the word. You know what I mean. It's been here forever. All right, so let's wrap up this second house. Let's go to our last and final house today for the Dongan Hills tour. All right, this is a quick one because we're right below Highland Boulevard. The other property is right across Highland Boulevard. As you saw, that was just Highland Boulevard. I feel like it's a tongue twister. But we are at the next property now. And this one's brand new, renovated inside. It's a 2-family. All right, so we're at the last house in the Dongan Hills tour for today. This one is brand new, renovated. It is $1,109,000 right here. The reason why I picked this house is because we didn't do any 2 families today. This is a legal 2-family, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at all these pictures. Look at the inside. It is absolutely amazing. They're doing a lot of building in Dongan Hills too. A lot of the smaller houses are being blown up. Like as you see down the street, they're building right here. And then across the street, they built right here. So they are doing a lot of building here as well. And just so you see location-wise, we are 1 block up from Highland Boulevard. The house that we just saw, we were right by Rab's Lane. Rab's Lane is now right here. So 1 block up, now we're on Raritan. All right, so that wraps up all of the houses for today for the Dongan Hills tour. Let me go show you my spot that I always went to whenever I lived here, and I actually went there today too. All right, so here's a tour of Highland Boulevard. We're gonna start at the Colonnade Diner. It's a huge diner in Dongan Hills. Then you have your car places. You have Staples, and remember, behind Staples is that development that we saw, the co-ops. You have Not Just Bagels. On the right-hand side, Joe's Lobster House. Highland Boulevard, you have the gas station. That Dunkin' Donuts you see actually is just shut down. I don't know what they're doing there, but when I do, I'll update this video. And then this street right here, that's Buell Avenue. That's where we came up from to go to the first development. So I'm really trying to show you everything in Dongan Hills. But as you can see, Highland Boulevard has everything on it. So you're gonna be on Highland Boulevard a lot if you move to Dongan Hills, especially if your transportation, because your buses are here, but all of your shops are along the entire Highland Boulevard. They pretty much start at the end of Highland Boulevard, like in South Beach, and they go all the way to Great Hills. After Great Hills, it kind of breaks up a little bit, but we'll get to that. All right, and as promised, this one's for my ladies. You and Me Hair Salon is the best hair salon in Dongan Hills for blowouts. I have been going here for absolutely ever. And when you come here, you go right next door to this nail salon and you get your nails done. Today, I actually got my hair blown out there and my nails done. So it is amazing. That is my secret tip when I used to live in Dongan Hills. But what I forgot to mention about that hair salon is they do those massages for your head. Oh my God, it's amazing. Now let's jump into the market report for 2023, September 2nd in Dongan Hills. Currently, according to RPR, we have 14 houses for sale, 6 new properties for sale. There is 1 open house this weekend, and there are 22 properties in foreclosure in the Dongan Hills area. The median estimated value in Dongan Hills is $722,000. The median home price is $750,000, and the median days on market are 55. And again, that is current for Dongan Hills. These numbers do change every month, so I will be keeping you up to date on all of the numbers every single month. And if you are looking at a specific area, let me know and I can get those numbers out to you. And that pretty much concludes our tour for Dongan Hills. As always, Dongan Hills is going to have a special place in my heart. I grew up here, so many memories. I lived here my entire life when I lived in Staten Island. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. And I'm actually standing in front of the Dongan Hills sign right there. So as always, if you're thinking about moving to Staten Island, New York, whether it's 9 days or 90 days, get in touch with my team. We cannot wait to help you. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.